Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another daily update. My name is Akash, and today we're going to taking a look at Bitcoin and discuss what my thoughts are for the week, for the upcoming week. Potentially, it could go all the way up to a couple of weeks, actually. So let's get into Bitcoin, right? Let's do a recap of what I'm discussing on my Discord, right? I had a couple of fractals. I've kind of lost track of them, but let's take a look at what's happening with Bitcoin for our time frame right now. Right. I kind of spotted this accumulation, figured this could be an accumulation pattern, right? And expected the price to kind of sweep the secondary retest formed in phase B at 18,084. And we kind of got that on October 13th during the CPI print, which is interesting. And what's happening right now is that the price, like there were two scenarios that I was expecting, right? The first is we get a sweep of the ST in phase B, which is 18K, or I was expecting a sweep of June 18th lows at 17,693, right? I think there you have it, right? This was my particular take on Bitcoin, and I wanted to short Bitcoin. Uh, I don't know where though, but I this was my take profit level. I wanted to long Bitcoin here because I'm expecting this to be the end of this consolidation that's been happening since June. And the rally that emerges from here is basically the target for this rally could lie anywhere from 28K to 30K, right? That is my game plan. That has been my game plan for quite some time. The only difference or like the only deviations that I've considered is instead of sweeping 17,593 or the June 18th low, I expected it to go down to 15.8K because of a fractal that I kind of spotted. Uh, but that's all in the rearview mirror, and I feel like although there is a possibility we could go down, that possibility is very less. So for now, my thesis is that yesterday's rally is a precursor to the rally that we kind of saw take place on July 13th, right? So let me give you an idea as to why I think that. Right. If you just take a look at this accumulation pattern here on a 4-hour time frame, we're currently kind of battling with the 30-day EMA here, right? 30-day EMA has been pretty significant for Bitcoin. Every time we kind of retest this, there's a massive rejection or a support and that kind of stuff, right? So for now, we're struggling to move above that 30-day EMA. If we get a daily candlestick close below that, I'm expecting a continuation to the downside, a retracement down to at least the midpoint of this particular move at 18.9K, roughly 19K. It seems like a good place to open some long positions, not just for Bitcoin, but also for Ethereum and other altcoins as well. So primarily on a 4-hour time frame, I'm expecting a retracement so that I can get some good entries, right? That's the first thing. And the second thing is the rally that if we do manage to kind of bounce around the midpoint and then go up, what are my targets, right? For the short term, the targets include $20,000 psychological level because there's a ton of liquidity resting above all of these wicks or the candlestick bodies, right? The first level that I'm going to be booking profits would be somewhere around here, right? That is if I were trading a short term that is if I had a short-term position, right? But honestly, I feel like this is the run up to 28K, 29K. So instead of booking profits, I think I would potentially consider adding more positions if we flip this resistance level at 20,400. Beyond that, we have an FEG here extending all the way up to 22.1K or roughly 22.2K, right? So the first significant level is obviously the 20K psychological level, extending from 20K to 20.5K. Like once we capture or like flip that level into support floor, the next level that we should be paying a very close attention to is the 22,000 psychological level. Uh, and the reason for that can be seen here, right? In this particular chart, you can see currently roughly 5.24 million addresses that purchase 3.19 BTC at an average price of 21,500 or roughly 22K are at break even. Right? They're break even, they're not in profit, they're not in loss. So if the price, as long as the price stays below that level, they're in loss, right? But if the Bitcoin price does go above that, then I think we would have cleared a major hurdle, right? And you can see the next level basically extends from 28K to 40K. And the average price of these investors here that purchased roughly 2.4 million BTC is 35,200. So you can see clearly why I'm expecting the price to kind of go up to at least 27K or 28K. and it makes sense from a transactional data or an on-chain metric standpoint. Another reason why I feel like this rally that we're seeing right now is basically a precursor to what happened on July 13th. Right, you can see on July 13th, what happened was the expectation of the CPI was around 8.8%, but the announcement actually came in hot at 9.1%. Right, so basically the actual announcement exceeded expectations, which caused the price to drop for at least Bitcoin, right? It dropped 4%. And then, excuse me, I don't have the magnet turned on here. So if we take a look at this, dropped roughly 4.7% and then rallied 33% over the next 33 days. 31 days, I'm not sure, and set up a local top at 25,000 level. Now, 25,000, as discussed in this 8-hour chart, is basically the midpoint of this crash that you see here, right? This 42% crash, the midpoint of this particular downswing is 25K. And the July 13th rally that started here, basically, just a sec, right, basically formed a top at $25,000, right? So this time I'm expecting the rally that emerges here basically goes beyond 25K, and then 32K is the upper limit, but I feel like 29K to 28K seems like a pretty good place to form a local top. So this is my second take on why I feel like we could go up, right? But the most compelling of all my reasonings is the correlation between Bitcoin and Nasdaq 100. And you can see there are peaks where Bitcoin price and the correlation between Bitcoin and Nasdaq goes up to 0.94 when they're like highly correlated, all the way down to 0.15, sometimes in the negative territory, right? But what we have to pay attention to is the last four drops, right? You can check it for other drops as well. It works. I've done the basic checking. What's really interesting here is that out of these last four drops, right? The one on June 7th and the one on August 25th, these drops in correlation did not coincide with any CPI announcements. However, the drop that you saw here, right? The volatility, the correlation basically dried up on July 12th, which was a day before the CPI announcement. And even now, the volatility is kind of dried up around October 14th, which is a day after the CPI announcement, right? With that in mind, I took a look, right? July 13th, price rallied 33%, set a local top at 25K. Again, like right now, we're at a very similar stage. So although 25K seems like a pretty good place, I feel like we're going to extend beyond that and go up to 28K, right? Why am I fixated on 28K? You can take a look at this particular chart here, and I've marked this quite a while ago. I think I've been observing this particular 28 29K level, which as my dead cat bounce a local top level, since I think, yeah, I think when we started this rally here, that's when I've kind of marked out these levels, and that's when I'm expecting the price to go up to this level. So this is like another reason, but a more compelling reason would be to take a look at the CME chart. Right, you can see there's a gap here extending from 27K to 28, roughly 28.7K, right? So this is another reason why 28K is a very compelling level to book profits if this is where the actual rally begins, right? So yeah, that is basically my game plan for the weeks to come. If you enjoyed this analysis, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any doubts, make sure to ping me on my Discord. And yeah, have a great weekend.